YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what's going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. All right, Smell Good family. Hopefully, everyone is doing great, doing fantastic, doing super duper positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock here on this channel. All right, so more end of the year videos. End of 2023 is winding down, and as you've known, well, if you've been watching, I've been doing these end of year kind of wrap up review type category videos, and we are back with another one. So cologne fragrances, dupes, inspired buys, whatever verbiage you want to use, affordable, whatever it is, it's one of the more popular, controversial topics in all of fragcom. Now myself, I am a fan of clones and inspired buys. I appreciate them, and of course, for those of us who live on a budget, the bang before your buck thing is really good. But above all else, you get quality work. Well, majority of the time, you get quality of work when it comes to certain types of fragrances. So today we have 10. These are my top 10 additions to my collection, cologne fragrance additions to my collection in 2023. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Up first, now we got a back-to-back from this line to start the video. Recently picked up, but these are amazing. From the house of Pandora Scents under the Paris Corner umbrella, we have Charuto's Tobacco Vanille. Man, listen, this is an exceptional clone of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. One of the great, sexy, confident DNAs that are out there, and they nailed it. They nailed it. Now, I'm hearing that there are other clones that could be better than this. Not really concerned with it right now. I'll try them out. I'll look into them. But this one right here has just set the standard for me. I've had great experience with Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, and this gets really, really close. I got this for around $30, $35 off Aroma Concepts, and I really, really like this, man. Great job here. From the house of Pandora Scents, from the Paris Corner umbrella, we have Charuto's Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille, great stuff. All right, we got another one from the Charuto line from the house of Pandora Scents under the Paris Corner umbrella. We have Charuto's Mysterious Tobacco. Now, from what I understand, this is a clone of a Carolina Herrera fragrance, Mysterious Tobacco. Don't know the proper name, but to my nose, I get Mancera's Red Tobacco, and I'm understanding those are one and the same. But this one right here is fire, bro. All of these are fire, but the first time I experienced this, I said, wow. The ginger spice in here really, really, really works. So really spicy style of a fragrance for sure. The tobacco leaf in here is a leafy tobacco, but the spice is ramped up for sure. So if you're in a spicy style of a fragrances, and let's say you might not be the biggest fan of red tobacco, and you're looking for something with a little, maybe a bit fresher take, you keep the spice, you keep the depth. Look into this one, man. Again, $35 on Aroma Concepts. I'll link Aroma Concepts in the description because I got probably about 6 fragrances from this list from Aroma Concepts, which is a great site to look into some cologne fragrances, Middle Easterns. This stuff is amazing. From the house of Pandora Scents under the Paris Corner umbrella, we have Mysterious Tobacco, Charuto's Mysterious Tobacco. Fire stuff, man. All right, up next. Now, I don't know if this line is discontinued, if it's still alive. There's a bunch of controversy throughout the year. I caught this at the top of the year, and I think it's fire. From the house of Maison Alhambra, we have Tuscano Leather. Now, this is an apparent inspired by clone of Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather. Now, this has macerated quite nicely. When I first got it, the opening was really screechy. The fruitiness up top mixed with the leather was quite screechy. But as time has went on, and I've sprayed this other day on my skin just to sample it out, and to see where it's gotten, the opening has smoothed out. So you definitely get that Tom Ford Tuscan Leather DNA, and they did a really good job. This is a really good performer on my skin in the cooler weather. It really performs. Very masculine, spicy, leathery. So if you're into that style of fragrance and you can catch this, I caught this for like $30. off of Amazon. That's where I got mine from. I have seen these floating around from Maison Alhambra. As we know, they took shots at the whole Tom Ford line and created their different versions. But this one is really good, and I definitely appreciate it. Masculine and spicy, right up my alley. Very close to the Tuscano Leather DNA. From the house of Maison Alhambra, we have Tuscano Leather. Love that raspberry fruity feel up top. Stuff is really good, really good. Up next, probably my most talked about cologne throughout the whole year of 2023. From the house of Lattafa, we have Mahir Legacy. This is probably pound for pound one of the most popular colognes. It didn't release this year, but I think this year it caught fire in 2023. This is a beautiful rendition of Parfums de Marly Sedley, which is a great DNA. Sparkly, citrusy, musky, just very, very, very good. And I'm a big Parfums de Marly fan. I've told this story plenty of times. But when I got my nose on this, I was curious because Sedley is one of the ones that I don't have yet. I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a shot on this, see how good it is and see how it can work for me during the summer. And it overdid itself in the summer. So again, a sparkly citrus up top, minty, musk. It's really good, man. It's really, really good. And it's macerated since I've gotten a bottle, so the quality is starting to kind of take more shape. Don't get me wrong, the Parfums de Marly quality is better. As a matter of fact, all of these things that are being cloned are, the originals are better in quality, but not by that much in my opinion. This stuff is awesome. From the house of Lattafa, we have Mahir Legacy. Great Parfums de Marly Sedley cologne. All right, up next, man, these next two here made my jaw drop, man. Up first, from the house of Paris Corner, we have Babycat. Now, this is an apparent clone of YSL's Babycat. And I've never smelled Babycat before. But if Babycat is like this or anything like this, I know Babycat is crazy. Sweet and spicy combination, incensey, but it's flipped around. All right, so spices and a dark incense, and then you get there's a pink pepper note here as well, but then you get the sweet vanilla element starting to rise up and kind of meet the spices and everything halfway. This is my style of a sweet fragrance, in my opinion. I can't do the overly sickly sweet fragrances. Not the biggest gourmand guy, kind of like my gourmands a certain type of way. And this fits that. Got this for 40 bucks off Aroma Concepts. I know at one point in time you couldn't find it because it was just out of stock, but I believe I've seen it there recently. So YSL Babycat, which is a $300, $400 fragrance, $40. I've heard the conversations, massive bang for your buck. Perfect for the colder weather, excellent date night, trying to keep that masculine vibe, but you're also not trying to come off too intense, and you want something that could be something that could really come off attractive. Looking at this one, great pickup this year. From the house of Paris Corner, we have Babycat. Babycat, probably butchering that name, but I know y'all get it. All right, up next, I've said it once and I'll say it again. If you're looking for a Dior Homme Intense fragrance and you're not wanting to pay what they're asking on discounters or retailers or eBay, don't worry about it. Just get you this one. From the house of Pandora Scents, under the Paris Corner umbrella, we have Camaro Homme Intense. I rarely talk against Dior. Rarely. I rarely talk against Dior. And this stuff is incredible. Amazing value for the dollar. Bang for your buck. If you've smelled Dior Homme Intense, this is it. But it has some Dior Homme Parfum nuances in it as well. Irisy, leathery, hibiscus. Man, it's so wonderfully done. Whoever was creating this, on the day that they were creating it, they was on one. They was on one. I have a full review on this. I've talked about this as soon as I got it in. You don't have to stretch out to get you a bottle of Dior Homme Intense. That's just my opinion. If you want to get it, I understand it because I have a bottle. But I've been wearing this one a lot more, and I've been wearing this one as of late. Great pickup from the house of Pandora Scents under the Paris Corner umbrella, we have Camaro Homme Intense. Stunning clone. Stunning clones of Dior Homme Intense, stunning. All right, up next, this is a clone from a fragrance from, I think it's called KLE. I don't remember the exact name, but I know it's from the house of KLE. And this is a beautiful rose fragrance, very unisex. I love it. My wife loves it. A lot of people love it. This is one of my most complimented fragrance of the year. From the house of Lattafa, we have by the Aoud Sublime. You get fruit punch and rose in a bottle. Very fruity, fun. Oh, so good. Very fruity and fun style of a fragrance. I wore this quite a bit during the summer. I remember specifically, me and my wife, we had another child this year, so I wore this to the baby shower. I was complimented by a few people there. I wore this out and about, moving around during the summer. Complimented quite a bit. It's just one of those fragrances that if it catches somebody's nose, there could be a conversation. And not necessarily a compliment, but it could be a conversation for sure. I'm a huge fan of rose, and I really like how this was played. Some apple, some lychee, and a rose. Like I said, this fragrance is not super serious, but it's very fun. It's very good, and one of the better releases, just period, of 2023 in my opinion. But I'm glad I was able to pick this up. From the house of Lattafa, we have by the Aoud Sublime. Sublime. Again, it's going after a KLE fragrance. Now I had the bottle already show up for you. All right. Up next, from the house of Armani, this one really blew my mind. I've been staying away from this one. I don't know why. Shout out to my guy Goldie Smell Good for influencing me to pull the trigger, and I'm glad I did. From the house of Armani, we have Club de Nuit Intense Woman. Now I know all you out there. What do you mean intense woman? Hear me out. Man, this is an excellent clone of Tom Ford's Noir de Noir. Beautiful rose fragrance. You get a patchouli in here that darkens it up. There's a spice to it as well. The rose can get a little bit powdery and sweet, but this is a very sophisticated DNA, and Armani really did a great job. I've worn this a couple of times. It performs really good, but the quality is what got me. I smelled Noir de Noir several times. When I finally got my nose on this, I just simply said, wow. This is reminiscences of when I first started experiencing Intense Man. So with me being a huge fan of rose, understanding what Noir de Noir is all about, getting a bottle of this for the price that I paid for, Portobello. And if you love rose and you're trying to save you a couple dollars, you want some quality, you want something with a solid performance and a good base, look out for this one, man. From the house of Armani, we have Club de Nuit Intense Woman. They could have named it like Club de Nuit Intense Noir or something like that, but I get it. Rose is typically, people lean towards that being a female scent. No. No. Up next, from the house of Alexandria Fragrances, they crushed this. We have Stronger Than You Oud. So shout out to my guy Randy from over at the Fragrance Dude. My guy, he sent me a sample of Armani Stronger With You Oud. And I had this already, and this is super close. I hate to do the 96%, 95%. This is 95% close. I've had this for about a year. It's macerated. If you have Alexandria Fragrances, they need to macerate. When you get them in, they need to macerate because they get better and they get better, and this is close, man. Man, you get that Strong With You DNA with that oud presence, and it's not a uncomfortable oud or unattractive oud. No, it's a complimentary oud to the DNA, and they simply crushed it. This stuff is incredible. It's really good, and during a cold winter day or a winter's night, a cold night in general, you will be a star wearing this. And this is the most expensive on today's list. A full bottle of Alexandria you get for like $100, but they do have 30 and 40 and 50 mLs for much cheaper. But I got lucky on the sale with this one. I got this one for like, I think it was like $59.99. I got it, but I'm glad I did. This stuff is awesome. From the house of Alexandria, great clone of Stronger With You Oud. We have Stronger Than You Oud. This stuff is awesome, man. Awesome. All right, and last but not least, next to Mahir Legacy, this is the most worn clone probably of 2023. And this stuff is amazing from a very popular DNA from the house of Afnan. We have Tarati Blue. Tarati Blue. This is inspired by fragrance from Bulgari's Tiger, which is a very popular DNA. It's up there with your blue fragrance DNAs, with your Dior Sauvages, your Blue de Chanels, your YSL Ys. Tiger is like Creative Vintage with the DNA. Everybody's starting to make their own type of Tiger. But this is my first introduction to the DNA, well, to a clone outside of having samples of the original DNA, which is phenomenal. Now you're paying $300 for that Bulgari Tiger, but you can pay 30 bucks for Afnan's Tarati Blue, and you can be in the ballpark and smelling great. Citrusy, musky, touch of woods. This stuff is amazing. Sparkly citrus. It gets a little bit powdery, slightly powdery as it starts to dry down to the mid and the base. But this stuff is phenomenal for the summertime. What? Summertime is great, and it's a great office wear. I wear this to the office a lot, and as you can see, bro, if you can see, I don't know if y'all can. Man, I don't know if y'all can see it, but this bottle, the juices move around, and we are halfway through it, and I got this back at the top of summer. But it's awesome, man. From the house of Afnan, we have Tarati Blue. Tarati Blue. All right, so those are my best 10, top 10 clone pickups of 2023. The conversation of clones are very broad, but I'm a fan, and I appreciate them. And they play dividends in my collection just like a niche would, or a designer would, a rack store, doesn't matter. I'm a fan of every level of fragrance, and I'm a big fan of clones. So Smell Good family, let me know down below in the comments, what are some of your favorite clone editions in 2023? What do you think about these? Do I need to elaborate more? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know down in the comments for sure. All right, so until next time, y'all know what it is. Splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world, yes, you is exactly what you are going to get back. All right, man, y'all be cool, and always splack, man. Splack. That was terrible. It's all good.